obviously, and honoring people who live and have died with AIDS. That's why Vida, SIDA, life and AIDS. And that we do it in an atmosphere of celebration, because something very wrong happened in the early 1980s in this community. I would be invited and I would go to funerals. And one of the things that you should know, that most of us know, is that among Latinos, the idea of death is very different from most people. And that is that death and life are continuous. And so that is why it's so important to celebrate el Día de los Muertos among Mexicans and other Latinos. But when I went to those funerals, I would find that a lot of particularly young men who died, the casket was closed. And you knew something was wrong. And what was wrong is that this person more than likely died from AIDS. But imagine how insensitive we had become as family, as a community, when we closed those caskets. Imagine what this meant for a mother or a father or someone who was close not to be able to touch that body. In Puerto Rico, we kiss the bodies. We take pictures with them. There is no relationship of death as most people see it as an end. And so that really, really impacted on me and on a lot of us who were doing work at the Puerto Rican Cultural Center. And in addition to that, we had a lot of people who were openly gay, LGBT people. And all of a sudden, we realized that there was a correlation between the idea that somebody died from AIDS and immediately the stigma that they were gay. And we needed to change that. And we needed to change that completely. And so we had to take the double challenge of what? Of dealing with AIDS, but also dealing with homophobia in this community. And so for us, that is celebrate, as we commemorate World AIDS Day, that we also think about stigmatization. But more importantly, that we get away even from the idea of tolerance. Who the hell died and left you God to tolerate anyone? In other words, we must begin to talk about the language of acceptance. That I and that we can accept our brothers and sisters, however they choose to express their human right to their sexuality. All right? That is what we're taking that on, and we're taking it head on. And for us, there's something that happens in this community. You can go to any of our festivals years ago, and you could see young people with the gay flag and the Puerto Rican flag because they were proud to be gay and to be Puerto Ricans. And we have done that like probably no other community has done that. And that is because we began to change that idea about human sexuality. That human sexuality is human first. It has nothing to do with anything else. And if something is human, then we have to dignify it. And that means we have to be able to understand the process of human sexuality in its multiple forms and dimensions. And so I think what we do today is not only celebrate the life of people who have had to confront the challenge of living with AIDS or dying from AIDS, but also 24 years of the existence of Vida SIDA. This past year, Vida SIDA was selected by the internet at an international gathering of where 28,000 people participated on HIV/AIDS, and Vida SIDA was selected as the model program. The model program. Irma Romero, Viola Salgado. There are many people here who helped to build this 24 years old who are still with us. But that we can count on a young leadership like that of Juan Calderon, who has really become an inspiration for a lot of the youth in this community, that you can be a homegrown leader like Juan, who grew up in our midst, who challenged us to really rethink our conceptions of human sexuality, but also who put it out as an agenda to build something different. And so today, Vida SIDA is not just an HIV/AIDS education and prevention program. It has a housing component. It has a program that deals with issues of youth and leadership development of LGBT youth. There is a whole series of programs that Vida SIDA has created to address our community, both from the vantage point of HIV/AIDS as well as that of homophobia. So I really want to thank all of you. I want for us to continue this celebration. We're going to go from here to the parranda. We want you to all join us. But let me tell you, if you did not buy something here today, and tomorrow you go to the shopping malls to buy your Christmas gift, I don't know, something should be done to you. So, I am really asking all of you that if you saw this wonderful artwork, this wonderful creativity of our community, that if you don't have money today, you come tomorrow and buy your gifts here. These are much more significant Christmas gifts than anything you could give at any of your great malls, okay? So, let's do that. We're going to ask you to join us on this work parranda, and it will culminate. We're going to go into businesses. We're going to do a whole parranda on Division Street, Paseo Boricua, and then we're going to go into La Casita de Don Pedro. There's a altar there, and we're going to pay respect to those who have died from AIDS in our community. So please join us. Make sure if you don't buy anything today, you come back tomorrow and join us, and make sure you support our artists and our cultural workers. Thank you very much.